Morning, guys.
Hey guys, this is your girl Anik, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio. Hey guys, this is your girl Anik, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all feeling this morning? Listen. I want to come and talk to you guys this morning because I see that there is a conversation of peace going around, and we're just gonna have a general conversation. I want to see how the supporters are feeling this morning. What you drinking? What you sipping on? I got my coffee right here. I got my coffee. Put it a little closer to y'all. So I want to know, guys, a little bit about how you guys are feeling about this. I think a lot of people are confused. Um, it's a lot of emotion behind this situation. I don't know about y'all, but it's a lot of emotion behind this situation, and I just want to know how the supporters feel. We know that there's been a lot that's been going on. There's a lot that transpired and everything like that. Um, but life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Do you keep the cycle going or do you move on? That's the question we got to ask. Do you keep the cycle going or do you move on? Some people don't want to move on. Some want to move on. Moving on doesn't mean you're best friends with anybody, guys. Okay? Moving on doesn't mean you are now buddy with anybody. Moving on doesn't mean you got to now be in the DMs with each other. Moving on doesn't mean none of those things. And I want you guys to be aware of that. Good morning, Denise, Mama Glow, bless one. Let's have a uncandid conversation about moving on. We know that there's a lot of stuff that went down on social media. Yeah, we know that. We are aware of that. We know that stuff went down in ways that you and I did not expect. Okay, guys, we know that. And for a couple years, things went down without remorse, without apology. Little fires were started all over social media. You know what I'm saying? And disrespect and all these other things happened. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But do you not move on? Or if we're moving on, what is the correct approach? Some would say, all right, there was public humiliation. So maybe we should publicly apologize or publicly this and publicly that. Remember, each person has a different experience. Each person was attacked in a different way. However, there's some that just never wanted to relent. There's some that kept it going. There's some that just keep picking the bear. There's some that don't care. There's some that you as supporters or viewers will look and say, hey, they deserve it or whatever. But even so, if we are coming to a place of peace in any sense, do we not move on? I want to know. Hmm? Do we not move on? A lot of people had issues with people attending or not attending the show. We see that the show went off well. Pretty much everybody was dressed to a T. And some of you didn't even know how to respond to people doing fashion police. You were so annoyed about somebody discriminating or describing or, telling you this wasn't their favorite video. Hey, Lady V. Everyone coming in the chat. Miss Giddens, Hibbert, Forbes, Johnson, Cooper, Gooden. How are you, honey? Everybody else in the chat. Guys, I'm not really looking at the chat. We're just having a very low key conversation. Remember, we all have different thought process. So the show went on. It went good with who was there, and who wasn't there just wasn't there for whatever their reasoning was. Okay, and they have a right to not be there based on what happened. All right, but we see that they all had fun. You and I see that everybody kind of had fun. I'm like, oh wow, and Cora performed and stuff like that. And that's another conversation that people are having as well, is the Cora conversation. And let's just dip in that for a few seconds, because this is not nothing that we got to linger on all day. Remember, we all think differently. All right, Cora have over 1 million followers on her social media platforms. Cora is not, the typical person that people want her to be, because she's different culturally. She's different. How she influences is different. She has an audience, clearly millions of followers. So I'm like, okay, um she might move a little different. Cora was in her room do makeup 2 hours past the time, because I saw Cora as well. You know what I'm saying? I saw Cora as well, 2 hours past the time doing makeup, and some would say, "Hey, who is Cora to do that?" But she was saying on her live, no one called her, stuff like that. I don't know how she's used to moving, what she's used to, but if she's used to somebody reaching out to her and that's a conversation, her and Miss what's her name, the award lady, Miss, what's her name again? I forgot. Is it Rose? What's the lady name again? Lord God help me, Jesus. But anyways, that nice award lady. If that's a conversation that she and Cora had behind closed doors, you and I don't know that. Maybe she told Cora that, hey, when time come, I'm gonna be sending someone to get you, to bring you exactly to what room you're at. Maybe, yeah, she might have known that maybe it's in the hotel, maybe not. You never know. We don't know what conversation her and Cora actually had. Right. So, but anyways, I just feel like we as Jamaican, we have a way, right? So when we go into a function, we usually want to be on time. So culturally, we're like, oh, how what is a girl that she thinks she has somebody? Why is she doing this and that? That's what some of you would say. But it's not like that. Because if any of you venture off into the American scenery of things, when you look at even big shows, big celebrities, when they're showing up places, I'm sorry, sometimes it be 4 hours late. It'd be 3 hours late. And I'm not saying it's cool. I think it's tardiness is not cool. I'm not with it. Get it from Chit Chat. I'm not with it. I'm a very not tardy person. I like to be on time. So anytime I see tardiness, it really really annoys me. But when it pertains to events, and if you're considered a celebrity guest, you usually don't show up on time. You're walking in at a special time, and like I said, you and I don't know if someone was supposed to come to her. All right. She also talked about payments and all this stuff or whatever. I guess she didn't receive all full payment or whatever the story is. At one point, I don't know if she got it now. She probably do now and everything. But either way, she said it on her live. She was calling. No one was picking up the phone. It was going to voicemail. So whatever miscommunication happened, just something happened that day. However, the show went on. Everybody looked so beautiful, so gorgeous. In their outfits, both male and female And I when I looked around, I just looked around and I saw a room of people that were grown and mature, and a group of people that was willing to put aside tension and strive in that moment to enjoy an event that encourages women empowerment. All right. Now, there's some conversation that we ought to have even before the show had happened. One of the conversation was that Anna was removed off the show publicly, and many people in the chat had mentioned that why is she moved off the show, and other people wasn't. All right, those are some, and a lot of people would say, oh well, why are other people going and she not going? Oh, why this and that? Let me tell you, I guess the show is open to whoever wanted to go to the show, right? Whoever is open to the public, you can always buy a ticket and go to the show. And Hannah had a situation on social media that a lot of people was just not, it was not appropriate. However, she moved on. She did what she did. She said what she said, and she moved on. We talked about it and we moved on. All right, cool. But after that, the award, guys, please remind me of this lady's name, Miss Princess. Yes, Miss Princess. Miss Princess, had came up publicly and did like a video on that, and it was kind of like a public thing, and everybody was just like, okay, whatever. So we moved on. We had the award show and everything like that, and it's not really a part of the show. And then everybody see 360 being there. A lot of people felt like, oh, why is he there? This, that, and the third, this, da, 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 da. And apparently, the show is open for everyone. I don't. We see that he also took a video to show us that he met, Miss Princess and everything, and it ruffled some people's feather. And we can talk about it openly because um we can open it publicly because when you think about it, it's because of some of the things that happened in the past, right? But somebody say Hannah show was at the show. She was on the download. Okay, well, if she was at the show, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm saying it's a video. The video that was out publicly is what we can speak about, right? However, we see that 360 was there. Some people would have thought that why was he disinvited because of the scuffle him and Donna went through in the past and all the tension and all the strife and everything like that. But I think that when you pull from the inside, when you think about it, if people are grown and, like I said, willing to put aside something, who are we to get in the middle and still poke the bear? So everybody got beautiful. They got dressed up. They went to the awards show. And they was at peace, whether they felt like, here we go with the enemy over there, here we go. No, I don't think nobody was there on that bad energy. I think everybody actually put on their Sunday best. I think everybody put their Sunday best on, for real. I don't think anybody went there and gave each other an attitude. Everybody just was looking beautiful. Honestly, maybe it's the dress up. Maybe it's when we feel fresh, we take a fresh shower. Maybe it's when we beat our face. Maybe it's when we put a new wig on. Maybe it's when we put the red heels on. I don't know what it is. But when Jamaican people step out, I'm gonna tell you something. We step out real good. Because I wasn't going to the award show, but I tell you something, honey. If I had went to that award show, if I had went to that award show, may I tell you straight up, I would have stepped out real nice and clean too. I think that the energy, maybe people was looking around to see if anything would have happened, and it didn't. Some people talked about Cora's performance being not their cup of tea, and I think that's very fine. Everyone is not going to be your cup of tea. Cora is a little bit young, and a lot of times even the older women definitely would think that Cora is a little, not for them. But remember, Cora is an influencer to a lot of young people as well. And in African culture, it's a lot of booty popping, and that's just how they are. And that's just something that a lot of us enjoy, don't enjoy. It depending on your taste, and it depending on how it's done and everything like that. Every artist, every performer will not always do the best performance to please you or me. However, when they're invited somewhere as a, special guest, they should be shown respect. So I don't know where the miscommunication that came in, but it seems like the show still went on. It was beautiful, and everybody moved on. Now that the show is over, We see that there was a sense of rest and peace, but then yesterday again, it was seeming like there was some sort of tension between 360 and our Majesty over there, right? Now I'm all for peace in anything, and I will always encourage that because I don't think, no matter how hard it gets, I don't think me going on with the tension and keeping it up would be a wise idea, just for anybody in general, in life, wherever you are, whether you're on a job, whether with your kids, whether with your wife, whether with your husband. Maybe you should be the person to provide a true solution. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at Majesty, I like Majesty as a person. He does his thing. He came out in fashion, did his thing. I teach 360 right now. He came out on that day. He did his thing as well. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Everybody looked so amazing. Everybody looked so amazing when I looked at it. I don't look at anybody that night and say, "Wow, why are they there?" I don't look at go there thinking and bend up my eyebrow and I say, why are they there? No, I just hoped in my heart that no one acted out. No one was embarrassing their brand. That everybody could exist cordially. And that's how I knew if we really wanted peace, we know how to do it. I'm telling you. So now there's a scuffle there. And Lady V brought up a great idea in her live last night. Shout out to Lady V. Everybody's timing is different. Sometimes when things are said, there's damage that is done. But that doesn't mean we should still keep going. We have to also be able to acknowledge that when damage is done, everyone does not always react the way we do. All right? I don't want us to feel like this person didn't forgive me right now or shows me the act of forgiveness right now. So I'm not gonna blase blah and I'm gonna get attention with them. And I'm gonna keep it going. You know what I mean? No. 360, you know that you have done a great deal out here when it comes to damage. And I'm happy that as a person, you calming down and you're seemingly becoming a little more forgiving and a little less harsh. But we have to make sure we don't forget and expect others to react or, to accept things right away. Sometimes it takes time. That doesn't mean you're going to be enemies with them. Doesn't mean you got to go back to war with them. It doesn't mean you got to build more tension because you're big and bad already and you already know because people in the whole world know. No, we have nothing left to prove. The damage is already done. Some of the things 360 I hear you come out and say about Majesty or even allow someone to come on your platform and do, it's hurtful. And then while everybody cuss each other and they love to go upon each other and y'all do and y'all go at it, because why? Y'all are grown and I'm not here to tell none of you nothing what to do. Honestly, I'm done with that a minute ago. But if you come on your platform and tell the whole and let somebody demean, somebody say somebody have this or disease and that disease and you have never 360 seen that result, that is you really defaming someone's character. Whether you met that person or not, that's not an excuse. I'm saying if you're going to stand in truth now and you're going to stand in a sense of dignity and we're going to watch you with that, because we're not holding the past against you. I'm not the type of personality to even care because I don't never take on that mess from day one. But the people's name that you have called and the demons them that you risen up that came up and believe some of that mess that people come out of the blue and call your platform. You might not know if it's true and you might not necessarily believe it, but you let it happen. So when we think about it, those are some of the harsh pain. And I've seen it happen 3 to 4 times on different platforms during this time of cuss out and tension. I see another platform somebody do to another platform and I came out and I defended that platform. I see somebody else do it to another platform and I came out and I defended that other platform. And then I see you do it with Majesty. And here I am telling you stuff as demeaning as that You don't think of the pain because you're a man and you have the mouth and you have the followers. We're not coming against you. What we are saying is when pain is planted, you cannot expect someone to just whatever. Because remember I said when the war started and over then I went there and everything like that. It a lot of this war had roots that spurred out in different places for us. Everything wasn't being pretty the whole time. You understand? Everything was not nice. Everybody have to do their thing. But if you live your life always trying to fight, what are we proving? That's why I don't got time to go back and forth 360 with nobody, and I never do. And when I decide to say what I say what I say and keep it moving. People gonna have to keep chewing them out because maturity is what it is right now. And if you're mature enough to go to that event and you have moved on and you have forgiven and done and forgiven, everybody have forgiven, I ain't got no rocks to throw at you. But remember, everyone didn't get an apology, but everyone experienced your public hurt. That the specific people that maybe you have called their name and allowed people to demean, that have experienced that, you have to understand when people are genuinely sorry, they're sorry. And that's on both sides. Because everyone have hurt each other in a certain way. Some people can't take hurt. That's why when you say something what they not like, then go pan 10,000 video for cost you. And you not even look upon them. Because sometimes people's pain and how they do is different. Some people will not say nothing. And then one day they just come and they just lash out on you. Some people won't say nothing at all, and one day they'll see you in the street and they just bang you with a thing upside your head. Everybody just reacts different. And I've been preaching peace, but people want to pretend and call me a hypocrite when in our reality they keep stirring the war. I have never stirred war with y'all, and I've always said what I said, and I've stuck to it. But what we're gonna do together is take responsibility, and I've been preaching that too. But who's been really listening? That's what I'm saying. Not for you now. I hear nothing from a young girl. So keep doing what you're doing. Because remember, I don't pay your bills. I don't step in your life. I don't dishonor you. I don't come in your chats. And I don't embarrass you on public platforms. Neither do I go send call none of my platform holders or friends or company or anybody I trust or like to go seek out your life. So not name one of you can come for me. And no matter how you come, me not send for you. So sit down. So if we're speaking with respect, we can address each other in a respectful manner. I think that if you're changing, which I think is good, I see a different personality coming out of you. I'm seeing the part of you that the ladies actually would go towards the nice side of you, but you have done a great deal of damage, not just to one woman. You have to understand when people say they're sorry, you don't got to call 1,000 names everywhere. You really don't. But you know the pertinent places. And some of you out here, you will never get an apology because you are a bully as well. And you keep building tension. You keep going back and forth. You keep picking when people are done picking at you. You keep building. I mean, I don't get it. You're ever late. So some of you will never get it. You don't know how to sit back and let God prove your truth. You are everybody will call your name. We're not with that. People's family has been called to the forefront. People's lives have been exposed. People's addresses has been put out. Personal information all over the internet. And another one man, another two man. It's more than one of you. It doesn't feel good. That's why I don't come and I don't cover certain subjects out here. Because if I got to sit back and cover a video that's already degraded you, even if you don't like me, I have more dignity than you, regardless if you like me or not. You're going to learn to respect this, even with a sore eye. Even if you got to go out kicking and screaming, you're going to learn to respect this. Because we're not going to, for one day, carry myself the way I see some of you carry yourself. You want me to dog so bad and do so bad. I don't care if you want to dog me, any one of you. I don't care. I'm not here to prove a point because I don't roll with insecurity in my heart. My heart remains true. But we cannot forget the damage we have done to each other, and we cannot forget where we have done it at. And if we're going to be real, let's be honest with that. Don't forget the seeds we have planted. Some of we bex from day one, and because we bex with one person, we bex with everybody that calls that person's name. You cussing other people because of another person. You're going to have to take several seats because sorry that you're carrying that pain, but people don't move on with their life, but you still over there mad. You still over there pissed at the world. And for what? Some of you, Ibonia say 360 want or seeming to want to be calm because we're going to live to see if that's going to endure. Because actions is what we actually speak about. When we see action, we glorify that. We praise that. So if 360 is changing and we're going to look for fruits of change, or and sometimes that stuff take time, we're going to all be looking. If you watch Lady V live last night, we talk about, the actions of that. When you look, so you will see a calmer spirit in somebody. If chit chat is too loud and my supporters say, "Girl, you're more big," me say, "Lord God, you're more big," me have to go calm down. Then I work on that and I come on my videos and I say, okay, I might get turned a few more times, but all right, guys, I will try my best. What is in that to be offended about? Because half of you carry a childish mentality and you do not want anybody to speak about it. And you don't want any young people to tell you because you're just shame and a disgrace, a shame and a scandal. If 361 change, if doing one change or anybody else want change, then change. And if they come back out and cuss tomorrow after they see them I go change, me and you can't look and say, see there. We have never vouched for nobody. They're not God. Who is perfect out here? Throw the first rock. Who is the perfect one out here? You throw the first rock. Who is without sin? Throw the first rock, please. Hurry up. Somebody can fling it back and lick you in your big head. Throw the first rock. Since you are so godly and perfect. And even if you're godly, you still got something in the closet peeking out. You not pick up nobody buckle. And that's what half of you becks over. That I never came out and defended your foolishness. I love doing and I will never sit back and defend doing foolishness when I carry around with all this time over the internet. And I've told him live and I told him in private. But the moment I see anybody changing, I will come out and say it. Because there's no pride here and no shame here. I not carry about that. Sorry for you. That is carrying pain and hate for months now. And for what? I never thief your drawers. I never take your man. I never disgrace you. I never come and attack you. So what is the problem? Why are you so sore? Why your panties are in a bunch? Talk to me this morning. Because I don't understand it. I mean, I do nothing. Nothing deemed worthy of this. You tell me. Half of you just want to war. Tell me now. Why? You want somebody to answer you. You want to come on the platform and you want to talk and you want to degrade me so I can answer you. But baby, I have no interest in you. What burned most of you is that you don't see a typical church girl, the one that you can run over and style. That's what burned you because you're so used to the holy rollers with the long stocking and the dry hair, according to some of you, and the long sleeve. I'm not one of them. Ain't never gonna be. I'm not what your mama was, baby. I'm not what your auntie was. Because that's the same auntie and the same mama that saw you being touched and never said nothing, right? And they walked with the Lord, right? Okay. When I come out here and bop you, and you got a problem with it. Call me a hypocrite. I say, yes, I am. But what that makes you? Who vex? Anything you call me, yes, I am. Yes, it's true. Agree with your adversary real quickly. That's what the Bible instruct me. I come out that says, all right, cool, we are hypocrites. What can we equate this hypocrisy to? God's word is truth. So if we are all hypocrites and we say God, then can we go to what God said? God did say forgiveness. He did say, I will never forgive you if you don't forgive them. He said, how can he forgive you when you haven't forgiven? And after you haven't seen God, so how are you going to bless somebody who you haven't seen, but you're going to go over here and somebody you see every day, you can't do nothing for them? You can't even forgive them? That's what hypocrisy really is. Half of you want somebody to live by something you want them to live by and to do when you don't want to abide by that. Take several seats. Half of you is mad because you can't drip me up like your child. And you cannot govern my moves and my thought patterns. Neither can you govern the time when I come out and speak. If every time you speak, it has to be where I'm tearing you down and I'm never moving on in my life, like seriously, that means I go to bed every night and think about you. That is weird. You don't govern my life. I don't govern your life. And I've never impeded in anybody's life personally like that. I don't come into your stuff unless you open that up to me. Some of you deserve what you get. But I'm still in the background saying, dang, why would they do that to that person? Why would they do that to this person? I ain't got to say that publicly for you. You're not getting no highlight, no glory from me. Because that spirit of pride you got is what get us right here. And until you're willing to speak the truth and stand in that. Half of you want misery. You don't want peace. And you're one of the biggest problems when people call for that. Some of you just vex because somebody come out on the scene and they put themselves together and you don't look the same and you got a problem secretly. God govern your heart. He knows. You don't got to be that way. You choose it. So why you mad? There is a repercussion for all of our behaviors. 360 will get the repercussions of hate and unforgiveness from people because they'll say, with all that he have done, I would never. There's people in the world today that would say they don't know how Dana would ever. Doesn't mean Dana is friends. It just means that she is willing to move on with her life because she's not going to let nobody stop her. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. God has instructed you to do one thing. It's either you're going to go with God or you're going to go with the devil. And it's not your business if she wants to forgive. It is not your call. It is not my call. And I will not speak against it. If we're going to go back to God for real, since we're all hypocrite and sinners, right? That is what we stand on. We are all hypocrite and sinners, right? So if we're hypocrite and we are sinner, all of us got our sins. Then we could just look to God then and say, all right, God say, if you not forgive, then we can't forgive you. Then God, Lord Jesus Christ, me want to be forgiven, God. Can me do this and me do that, So all right, then we have to go. All right. You have no choice. You're acting like this is just something you have a choice with. You don't have a choice. Say, command. You ain't got no choice. Some of you, you're holding on forgiveness from the things that happened in your past. And it's what gave you hypertension, and it is what gave you a heart attack and a stroke and all these sicknesses. And the mental health came on after the things that you went through and the pain and the hurt and the damage. And I understand. Ladies, I empathize. Men, I empathize. This is why when platforms like Lady V come out and they speak of certain traumas and stuff, and a lot of you demean and tear down platforms like that, you're less than smart. Because when I think about it, when we dig in our lives, everybody has somewhere you can look back that if you think about it, you're gonna cry because that pain still exists. And the very fact that you still cry shows that it's not been dealt with. And when we come as platforms that encourage that, you don't forget that place, that sore place in your life. People want to get upset and say we're coming out acting like we're this and that. What is the pastor doing in the pulpit when he's preaching the word? Those are pastors that are good and living for the Lord. They're giving the word every day, whether they're tired or good. They see a need that the people needs God and healing. So if we come and we are encouraging you in the good deeds, why would you fight something like that? Is what I'm saying. Your heart cannot be clean when you want to be the person that clearly chooses to be on the other side of the track. You're pulling from straws, trying to pick wars just to keep the roller coaster going. But go ahead, baby. Cut the lawn. Because remember, I'm not there. I'm not coming. Keep pressuring your boat. Keep doing the thing that's going to drive you up the wall, because I'm not losing sleep at night. Neither is some people that has chosen to forgive. Every time I come on here, I always talk about so many videos. We all have to examine ourselves, because we can find ourselves in a place of pride where we start going in like say we prideful and we better. That takes self-examination. That takes self-examination to not get to that place where pride is what run you. Excuse me. It takes self-examination. You know how many days I get in my pride and God says, because like anyone, I have the ability. Like anyone, I have the ability to be upset. I have the feelings. I have a heart. I have this, I have that. But you don't see me come out here and say, well, me have a heart too, and I'm coming to pick a fight. You don't see me do that. You don't see me coming out here picking a fight, but yet me want peace. If I'm going to want peace, I'm going to act like I want peace. And it is hard to forget what people have done, and we're not going to say you're going to forget, because we're not idiot. We're not just going to forget. We're not machines. You can't just come and press a button and delete a file. We will not forget what was done. However, we don't sit in what was done. What was done was done. Oh, Princess Rose Dollar was video calling you from. I didn't see you video calling me. Sorry. I didn't see you video calling me. So let me tell you guys, it's when people choose to move on, it's a choice. It's a choice. And you are not supposed to try to come in between anything that says, let it go, peace. You should never do that. God will charge you for that. You not like no football run to contention. You don't like it. That is among some of the things he hate. Because if I really and truly wanted to keep contention going, look how much time people call my name and they diss me. Look how much time then drop them wicked lying word. Them belly carrying word that has nothing to do with me. Them word, them boil up in them belly like a 10-day cabbage water. Them word wanna work nothing to me and work none of the tension where them a carry. And the lie what they make the devil put in them belly about me. The 10 cabbage day water word. That them here chat. When you sit down and make the devil plant on a CD. And I said, I am not letting nobody do it to me. The devil is a liar. I don't know you from a can of paint. From a mickle to a muckle. I don't know you. And while I have respect for people, you will not sit and think I have to take anything, because I don't have to take anything. This is why I stand firmly in who I am. And I don't bother anybody on their platform. That's respect. Some of you, you have the audacity to come on people's platform and you look at fake pages and say you can't stand this or you can't stand that. Then why are you watching, stalker? Weirdo. Yes, you. Why are you watching? If you hate someone so bad and forgiveness is not your lot, then you need to exit and block the platform that is bothering you so bad. You are a weirdo, a stalker, and you're less than smart to be stressing out yourself with the likes of me. Little old me. But no, you don't want that, do you? You want to come and degrade people to big up yourself, because degrading me makes you feel better about your tough, ugly face. Degrading me make you feel better about your living conditions. Degrading me make you feel better about who you are, where you've been, and what you are. No, 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 no. Degrading me, baby, won't do nothing but bring you more pain. This is why I don't have to degrade you when you degrade me. Don't know who for frighten. And me can't frighten. Because me see them, me rebuke them out of my house. Anyway, me see them. They not belong in my circle. Me not rap and mingle with them. Because if me and you cool and there's a level of respect there and there's a problem, there's no reason to not amicably, work it out. That's what adults do. Not children, but adults. So since many don't want that, then we don't have to go back and forth with that. We don't do that here. That is why when people speak of things that you don't understand, you get upset and you get in your little panties in a bundle and you get upset and all this and all that when there's no need to. Half of us, if we're occupied in our lives, we're consumed in our daily activities. There's no reason for you to be sitting there focusing on somebody else. That's why I don't have to sit on my platform and post up people thumbnail and pictures every day for money. A lot of people come out here and say people are out here making money, but they're out here for money. The amount of time I come out here and play music on my lives while I talk to y'all, if y'all think that's money, I mean, what, seriously? Because we've been talking what we talk before we were ever monetized on here. And we're still talking without cashing in a dollar for them all them free lives we do. Because when the moment comes and I decided to come on here, I'm not on here making bread and butter. This is not my life. So if I decided to come on here for a whole year, what does it matter? This is not my bread and butter. And some of you have gone too far to make this your sister, your mama, your papa, your brother, and all these things. And you have dedicated your life to these things and you have allowed it out of control. And you have allowed boundaries to be crossed without thinking, all because your supporters said so. It is time to take responsibility for those things. Acknowledging them and moving on. You don't got to come kiss anybody's feet because everybody are adults. And some of you out there in the chats, don't sit there and have unrealistic expectations of people. People are still adults with their pride, still intact. However, I think that if you guys are going to be really true about this and the damage was done, it should be done publicly. A lot of things should be done, generalized publicly, because it was done and it was never a secret thing when it was done. So why is it nothing? I don't think at this point is a secret. The pain was not a secret. The damage was not a secret. I love you and not respect me because you want me to fan fire. But I absolutely don't want any more supporters from any other platforms because you're used to the dirty style. So when you come here, you don't know how to behave. Yeah, we block you off of here because we don't have time for your shenanigans and your temper tantrums. I welcome everyone, but you will not sit in my chat with your disrespect. I don't care if you feel like it. If you want to come and disrespect, we can block you. You don't want to be here, then why are you here? I am the teacher of this class, and the fact of the matter is this: I welcome everybody. You're not my students because you're not kids. So I will not call you my students. There's a hit, there's a link that you can hit to come give your opinion. That's what we have the link for. For people that are grown to give their opinion respectfully. And if you can't give your opinion, whether it's seated in emotion or not, you don't disrespect people by doing that. Some of you want to be heard so bad, but every talk you talk, bad would have to come out. No, you can express your heart. But where is the disrespect? Why the bring down? Why this? Why that? Some of you, your expression is nothing. So you should sit in your silence. Because your expression is coming from a place of unforgiveness and hurt and pain. And that's not my fault. Some of you go on a platform just to dog somebody. None of these people you know. Yet you got a son and a daughter. Yet you got husbands and wives. And you come out here, devour other people's lives, other people's kids. Your heart isn't clean and you don't have good intention. And you want others. I'm just saying, check your heart. What do you want out of us that you're not even willing to give? How dare you ever cry that you're innocent with anything when you have sit back and demise and plan and concoct things? At this point, admitting and moving on is all people can do. No one wants you to suck their big toe. So I am convinced that some of you is doing this for money. You care nothing of your own repetition, your platform, the name of it, the dignity behind it. And the case is closed. Closed. The case is closed. You care nothing of the dignity of your platform. Some of you, there's so much receipts people don't put out on you, and you have not yet come to clear your name, and you think it's cute. It's not cute. When things are done wrong, there needs to be a sense of correction publicly for the people to see. Because they're the same supporters who support you and I, whether they do it in secret or not. I have never seen a time like this. And I am a younger generation. But I tell you, I'm from the old school in my spirit. I don't see the woman that teach the young anymore, both male and female. Everybody think it's appropriate to carry yourself anyhow and don't care, and because you're just big and bad, what are you proving to anybody? You are disgracing yourself. You're disgracing everybody else and them kids you got, that husband you got, that wife you got. And some of you supporters, you're sitting there disgracing them by pushing them along, and then you run to another platform and do what? Dog them out. You're the same one who turn on the tongue every other day. You moderate today, and tomorrow you're gonna on next platform. Dog them out. Then tomorrow you come back and then put up on moderation again. Me not play hypocrite. So when I went and I left and I left. Because I'm gonna do disrespect, I'm gonna take disrespect. Especially when I know I've not done anything valid and deserving of that level of disrespect I see people putting on. Some of you have gone too far. The biggest names on the internet right now, when it pertains to this whole thing, has been Donna. When the war start over there, so with the people them over there, so and we are say, when it a weed, make it weed fear. Them never want hear it. We never go upon them. We never diss them in marriage. We never go upon them pitney. But a them will go up and down and them friend and them like and them love. So let me tell you, it's the psychology for me. It's off with people. Because they don't want anybody that says peace. They don't want anybody that's actually going to check the real thing. So what we do? We leave it alone. Them say we have to call them name for name. We not call them name again ever since that day. Because we never name after them name yet. So we show them. It's really simple when somebody just encourages you to do something, and because they do it, you want to cuss them. And when they come back and defend and say, hey, blah, you can't just run up. You got an issue with it. Sorry. We're not stupid. We're not. I see some of your friends, the worst people that do you bad. And those who never do you anything, you are willing to degrade all because other people are favored. They're favored by other people. The jealousy killing you, see? Remember, I'm not the one who examines your heart. God does. But sure enough, when you look at that video footage, my God, you can see the hate and the pain in the face. It's not hidden. When you can't hide it, it is so visible. Some of you, when you sit back and attack certain people, instead of you attacking yourself, I don't know what you have done. Attack the brain cells you got. Attack the lip and the tongue what in your mouth, what cause you to hurt yourself. Attack the trick of Satan that has come in your life and caused you to change who you really were. Attack the lies he told you and you listened. That is what I need you to attack. Don't attack Chit Chat. Because Chit Chat isn't God. And if you're looking for a beating stick to attack because of your problems, you got to go back to the family line. That means you have to start digging at the family. And I am not the family. Some of you, you're mad at the world. And I've been told you I'm not your issue. I'm not your problem. And the longer you take to put some respect on my name, is the longer it's going to take for anybody to put any respect on your name. Some of you, you are not even redeemable. You have done so much to degrade your own self, and no one has done it, rather, you have, that you're not even looking like you're even redeemable. But anybody's redeemable. Because we're not God. And we're not the one who comes to say who can and put people here and put people there. We're not here for that. Who are we? We don't play God. So when something is looking like somebody want to change, I am all for it. So all I know when I find it for it, I'm going to tell you right now, deal with it or move on. There's nothing you and I should be saying and doing to bring division. But remember, guys, when you have done many damage to people, don't expect them to just all of a sudden get up, lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy. It doesn't work like that for everyone. Give people time, respectably so. Because the time won't take to degrade, the length of time y'all take to degrade each other, it might take a little longer to forgive. So guys, thank you for tuning in to your girl Chit Chat TV today. And I thank you for tuning in with me here. We have a little setup here, guys, a little different for y'all. But y'all know we got the studio, we got the couch still back there, we got the flowers popping, little bit of difference in the decor. You see, guys, look, sitting down a little bit lower for you guys. Sometimes I'll still go on the couch and stuff like that. But right now I'm just sitting in the middle, a little bit more comfortable for y'all. Just can move around in the chair, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle my waist a little bit. So yeah, I'm just, relaxed with you guys this morning. I want to thank all my true and my genuine supporters this morning for tuning in with me. Consciously, we have to speak about these topics even when people don't want to hear the truth. I have no hate in my heart for none of you, even those who carry envy and jealousy and strive for me. I don't know why you carry the load, but I'm going to ask you to let it go. Because, baby, I'm not your problem. All right? And I ain't got no pacifiers handing out over here. Because when I miss me, I call me bigger man, them and then me I call me, and I call Pitney over here. Because Pitney is not at the state of development where they can understand certain things. Some of you have children and you're supposed to be teaching a young girl like me. Me not live the life yet. Me not get a one pop yet. Me not breed it. Me not have no certain journey yet. So my owner should I teach a good girl. But nothing on go on. Only just over there so. Just so. You understand? But that's on you. Because you see my face. You see how beautiful my face look. You see my face. You see. I don't look like I'm missing any meals. Yeah, I might be a skinny girl, but I'm not missing any meals. And I'm not homeless. God has been good to me. He's been really, really good to me. And I'm not sitting back waiting to lose my blessings by concocting and digging in your life and to find a way to degrade you and your family. I'm not looking for a way to be devious. I'm telling you right now, some of you, the seed you sow is what you're going to reap. And what's coming, do not be upset. Do not be upset. Do not be upset. Because if you sow something, you will reap. Take the beating and move on. Some of you, it's not because that people will continue beating you, but the damage you have done, there's still stench remaining. There's still residue remaining. And it is a little hard sometimes to get the stain out. You got to get the little stain and the fab soap, and you got to get the little cake soap, and you got to soak it maybe in the bleach, and you got to take some time to get that out, baby. Sometimes it takes time to get it out, and you might have to soak it for a few hours and go back with a clothes brush. Let me preach to somebody this morning. But those who have caused that stain, be patient, be humble, because nobody never send if you call it, send call if you do it. Especially when you listen to lies. You got to take responsibility, and we will all move on together. Me not have time for what nobody in my heart. Where you do it? And anybody wants to do that, you go ahead. But I will not hold anybody. I don't care who they are, what they've done. I don't have time for it. We leave it right where it's at. We never take it up from day one, and we not take it up now. All right? So while the stain takes time to come out, and this is just an analogy, while it takes time to come out, it can still come out. Give it time. Be humble. Be forgiving. Be understanding, because what was done was done. Be patient. Move on in the same path of better. No one's perfect, but you move on in what is better, what is right. That is all we can do. Because in this life, we will continue to make mistakes. But you shouldn't be making the same mistake 10 years ago that you're making now. So if 2 years have passed and you and of cussing Donna, and 360 decide to keep cussing Donna after this, then he's gonna be a fool. Because he already did the damage, it's done. Now what can we do moving forward? Because anybody what would have sit upon anybody name consistently past a certain time is deemed to be crazy. So now that he's moving on, let the man move on in peace. But I'm gonna tell you, 360, there's a way. There's a way. And I hope for your sake, for dignity's sake, for respect's sake, that the way will be done. The way you know in your heart, deep down, it's supposed to be done. Me not have to say that way the way. You, if you are a genuine person deep down, that person that people tend to see that many don't. That person what, when you put aside the cuss and all this foolishness and all this degrading, that 360 at night that lay down and he look to God maybe in a moment and he heart gets soft, maybe, I don't know, I'm just saying, pull from that place of what you know is right. Because it's always going to be like that. You don't have anything to say. I mean, I have no bash figure nobody. I don't care who you are. You will not change who I am. Some of you have allowed people to change. You're not the same. I look at you now and you're not even the same person I know months ago. You're like an empty shell. Just angry. Just upset with the world. All I got to tell you is remember God. Remember His truth. Remember His love. Remember His word. So guys, while we at it, this is your girl, Chit Chat TV, and over here we have those hard talk, real talk conversations. Have a blessed day. Okay? Bye.
Hey guys, this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio.